Welcome back out here to the woods on Backcountry Bourbon, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a little blind video here, going through a few of my top picks for beginner, cheap, easy to obtain, just very good beginner bottles. I'm going to blind these 6 against each other. These are kind of the run of my favorites that I've kind of found so far in my bourbon journey. So you've seen a few of these already in a couple of my monthly haul videos. I've got that benchmark bonded over there. I've got that early time bonded right there. The small batch 1792, of course, the notorious Buffalo Trace. My personal favorite and first bottle of bourbon would be this Wild Turkey 101 right here. And then a little bit of a wrench in the mix, of course, a little Old Forester, that standard 86 proof bottle. Just their regular small batch stuff. Went for kind of a nice little mix of proof point, flavor, a little bit of a shake of distillery. I know a couple of these are technically from the same place, but the main point of all these guys is that you should be able to find them 30 to 35 tops. Most of these guys are going to be on the shelf pretty regularly for about that price point. So obviously I picked them out. I'll know what it is, but we're going to pour these up. I won't have a clue which ones I'm drinking where, and you guys will see it here on the screen, but we'll go through all of them one by one and see which one comes out on top. All right, now that we're all set up with the blind here, we're going to be going from you guys left to right, 1 to 6 as it comes back closer towards me. And like I said, you'll have a pop-up. You'll know what it is each one as I go through. Obviously right now I have no idea, so we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to attempt to guess these as I go, but ultimately the goal is to just put them in order of which ones come across the best. Let's see. Number 1, this is definitely, I think this is definitely the Wild Turkey. I am a little biased to this one, like I said in the intro, but I mean, for $25-ish, you can't really beat the 101. Good proof. You get that rye spice, that little bit of caramel note in it. Put that back where it goes for now. I'll get all the way through before we start moving stuff around. All right. Start to number 2. This one's a lot. See, this one has less flavor in it. I think a little less proof. I think this is going to be one of our lower proof options. Maybe the Forester or the 17. I don't think this was the Forester. All right. Perfectly fine whiskey. Definitely the lower proof of the bunch, which I think is probably going to end up going lower on my list. We'll see before we get done with everything, though. Number 3. Number 3 is also one of the lower proof ones for sure. I think this one's probably the 17. Smooth, sweet, just regular bourbon flavors. Nothing crazy going on there. Let's see. All right. This one's got a more dusty nose on it. This one also does not taste like it's over 100 proof. I might have to take back one of my previous guesses though, because I remember that 86 proof Old Forester having a really dusty note that I was never a big fan of. This might be that one instead of the other one I said. Yeah, not bad, definitely. None of these have been bad so far. That's why I picked them. Let's see. Number 5's bringing that little bit of proof back. This is probably one of those 2 on the end, the early times or the benchmark. Not sure which. Those are going to be the least experience that I have. I haven't drank either one of those much at all. I'd be scared to guess one, but like I said, at some point I'll make a real guess as to which ones are which. So again, definitely a little bit more proof on that number 5. I don't know if it's going to be full of flavor. It's okay, but I think that one probably tastes the least of all the ones I've had so far. And then number 6, let's see. Number 6 is just real strong caramel, a little bit of oakiness, of course. Let's see here. Going down, it's got a little bit more of like a honey taste to it almost. I don't know which one that is. I'll guess at some point. I don't know which ones any of these are really, except for the first one. I know that first one was turkey. I've had enough of that one before to really know what it is we're working with on that one. Let's see. Let's go back through. I'm gonna go back 6-1 again. See if I can pick out a little more flavor now that I've gone through them some. Picking the 6 up again. So it's just not a lot of description to go on this one. I really don't get anything individual, and I mean that's kind of the curse of this price point. Like I said, we're in just about everybody's pretty generic releases. That's a fine bourbon, but while this is being a cheap blind, there is about a $15-ish spread between all of these guys, especially depending on where you're at and where you're purchasing them. Because for us here in Arkansas, the Buffalo Trace is typically going for 30 to 35. It is kind of the very high end of the price point. That is a little bit why I extended it, because I would have rather do in the 20s, sub 30 kind of price point. But I know you're not going to be able to find all of these for that price everywhere. But we'll go back through. Getting a little bit more on that one this time. Number 5 is a little more caramelly, a little more very, very subtle fruitiness, like that cherry, that dark fruit kind of note. It's just barely there, but it is there. I didn't catch it the first time. Number 4. Number 4 is the same way as before, and just not a lot going on. I don't really have any specifics to pick out of that. Back to 3. 3 now is giving me like sweet corn, almost like a candy corn on the nose. Very, very sweet. I think this is all sweet and a little proof. This might be what I think was the 1792 on that first run through. Number 2. Again, not a lot going on on the smell on this one, which is crazy. I feel like I would have been able to pick the Buffalo Trace at least, because it does have a little more, at least drinking these, knowing what I'm drinking, I feel like the Buffalo Trace does have a little bit more of a palate to it. It's a little more complex. I'm not at all picking it up right now. It might be this one, because it does have that char smell to it that is pretty standard to Buffalo Trace. Not really a dusty note, but it kind of smells like a campfire. You get that little bit of barrel char smell. A little bit of harshness on the palate. I'm not even going to drink number 1 again. I know that's the turkey. I know what it tastes like. My wife's laughing at me in the background. I know what it tastes like. I know that's the turkey 101. I should taste it again. You think, am I wrong?
Just taste it.
If I'm wrong, that's going to be embarrassing, because I said that since the first time I went through it. I mean, it's got the caramel and that spiciness. I really do think personally that in this price point, in this 30-ish kind of range, I think the turkey has the most going on. That is label biased though, so I'm positive this is the wild turkey, and if I'm wrong, I guess you guys will know before I do, but I'm not as certain anymore. I'm really not. And my wife's behind the camera laughing at me, making it worse. I'm pretty sure that's the turkey. It's, if it's not, it's the Buffalo Trace. Now that I'm putting the flavor profiles in my memory to the test here. So our 1 and 2 I think stay just about where they are actually. I think 1 is the best. 3 I think. 3 is very sweet, just doesn't have a lot of complexity to it. I don't know where to put some of these because the back 4 just are kind of the same to me. This one's a little less sweet, which is kind of where I would rather be. This one's got a little more smell to it. A little bit more going on across the palate. And number 6 again. So I think number 1 stays at number 1. I think that's where I'm landing for sure. Number 1 is the best, I think. 2, a little bit of water again. I think I'm between 2 and 6 for my next spot. I think I really would almost say 6 is a little ahead of 2. I'm gonna be super surprised too, because I really don't know how to guess any of these, except I'm pretty confident number 1 is turkey, and the rest I'm kind of falling behind on, especially now that I've gone back through them twice and they've changed a little bit as I've gone up and down the ladder there. I think I'll go number 4 in 4th place because it does have that really sweetness, and it's not my thing, but I get more off of number 4 than I do off of or that was number 3. I get more off of number 3 than I do off of 4 and 5 here. I'd say these two are almost the same too. I think I like what was number 5 just a hair more. So that would put our final number at 1, 2, 6, 3, 5, and 4. I've had the pop-ups for you guys. You guys know what they've been the whole time, but what are they?
So you put early time as number 1.
People are gonna love that. I can't believe I spent the whole time saying it's neither of the two I thought it was. That's cool. So early time's number 1, which truthfully, I said it in my monthly video, number 1, that it's a liter bottle for like $20 MSRP. That's a steal. That's good stuff. Okay, what's number 2?
Old Forester.
Wow. Wow, so the 86 proof Old Forester, which, fun fact, so the Wild Turkey was the first bottle of bourbon I ever bought. Old Forester was actually might have been the second thing I ever really tried. And I remember the first time I got it, I hated it. I thought it was dusty and gross. I had no idea what yeah, that's crazy, especially for 86 proof. That's not usually something I would enjoy. At least not, I guess, that I would know I'd enjoy. It's been a while since I've cracked that though, so I wouldn't have had any idea. Yeah. So what's my number 3?
Your number 3 is Buffalo Trace.
Okay. I feel like a hypocrite now. Maybe I should reevaluate my decisions. I didn't put turkey at 6, did I?
Not quite.
Oh no. Okay. So number 3 is the Buffalo Trace. Granted, my back 4 are pretty similar, but I did put them there for a reason. So yeah, okay. 3 is Buffalo Trace. What's my number 4?
Benchmark.
close to the same thing, so that tracks. The benchmark is the second cheapest bottle on this table, though. Number 5.
Wild turkey.
That hurts. That hurts, but I can say that I did expect the 1792 to be the very last one. Which one? Is it the one I said smelled like candy corn? No, it's not.
The benchmark is the sweet smelling one.
Yeah, it smells like candy corn. That's what's really, I mean, it's just sugary candy corn. I'm not surprised I put 1792 last. I kind of figured that would have been to begin with. Now it's starting to kick in a little bit too, as it's been a while since I've eaten today. So it's really just feeling more like, I can't believe I said this was turkey. It smells like it's got the spiciness to it. It really does. It's got that dry, dusty. It's got the caramel. But I mean, it is number 1 for a reason. It definitely has, out of these 6, it definitely has the most complex. That's kind of crazy. I really was confident that was wild turkey. Turkey was 5. Oh, that's not number 5 anymore. My number 5. Which number was this in the lineup originally?
Wild turkey originally was number 5.
That's crazy. Okay.
I will say that bottle's been open for a long time.
That's true. This this is a very old bottle. That hurts a little bit. Hurts a lot of bit, actually. I know a lot of folks are probably going to think that Early Times being number 1 is pretty crazy, though. So there you go. I guess for a sub $35 bottle, especially for being a liter instead of a 750 ml, that Early Times Bottled and Bond is definitely your big winner. It's the winner today. Out of these 6, I think it's the best. It's also quite possibly the cheapest out of all of them, especially if you find it at MSRP. Like, I think I paid $24 and some change after tax. Yeah, the store I got it from, they do a little bit over, but not crazy. Actually, I think they had it for like $21 on the shelf. It was behind the counter, since it is technically an allocated bottle. So there you go, though, big winner. I'm a little shocked at where I put turkey, but I'm not shocked this is number 1. So for less than $35, Early Times Bottle and Bond just stole the show, because it was my top pick from the very beginning. I knew all the way through the first time it was my favorite try. So go find yourself a bottle of this stuff, because it is definitely worth the price, especially for getting that extra 250 milliliter for $25 tops, maybe a little bit more, but if you're buying it at a marked up price. But it's punching with $30 bottles all day long, so definitely grab some if you see it. So maybe we'll do some more of these too, because I have some other cheap bottles. I just didn't want to go through more than 6 at a time. So maybe we'll make it a whole bracketed series. If you like what you saw today, drop like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.